screening went very well received. So we were able to discuss several issues of national and party concerns, and it went very well indeed. We had a very good chat.
What chances are there for the APC in this race, considering an article of a PDP candidate?
Well, of course, we're ahead of any party. Way ahead.
So far, so good. I'm happy with the interaction between me and the committee.
So what are your chances after your screening? What do you think will happen?
I am going to present myself to delegates by the grace of God, and I'm sure that the delegates will listen to me. I'm going to present my own view of Nigeria's problems and my own understanding of what it takes to solve the problems.
The issue of consensus has been coming up, and a lot of people believe that at the end of the day, most of you will be asked to drop your ambition. What if you're asked to drop your ambition for a consensus candidate?
I'm a loyal party member. Like I said, I've been saying it all the times. Now, whatever the party decides, I will abide by it.
Finally, sir, the PDP has taken Atiku back as their candidate. What are the chances of the APC in the general election with a popular candidate like that in the PDP?
Well, the chances is for also the APC to go to the north. You see, politics is about election. You have to look at the voting strengths. You see, I'm sure very soon, when Nigerians believe in Nigeria, accept citizenship as the criteria for choosing anything, like the Constitution has already decided, that there's nothing like zoning. So a quality person that is required that can earn the APC the number of votes that is required to win election, I'm sure the party will look at that side and see what they will do. If PDP had taken 1,000 candidates, I will also propose APC to take 1,000 candidates. But with the Atiku today, I think you need also a northern candidate so that you can beat Atiku.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
It's transparent and fair. I think that they will do the best. Routine questions like they are trying to ascertain your qualifications. Are you a citizen of Nigeria? People like us are not just citizens, we are biologically Nigerians. What did they ask? They wanted to know your contributions to the growth of the party. They wanted to know what spurred you into wanting to run for the presidency of Nigeria, and what will you do to help the party to win the election.
Sir, there have been insinuations in the media that there's news going around that they're asking you to step down for a particular candidate.
Me?
All the other aspirants.
No, see. You people must stop all these social media rumors. See, like I tell my wife, don't carry this gossip to me in my sleep. Allow me to sleep well.
The election is going to be a tough one with the candidate of the PDP. What do you think the party should do to meet up?
It is not the right question to ask now until you select the candidate. The candidate the party selects will determine how tough or how easy the election will be. One thing that goes for the party is that I don't know who they will select, but I think the PDP candidate, the age is not on his side.
But is he popular?
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, gentlemen.
Popular.
Thank you, please.
Thank you. Have you asked my mother?
So I heard as well.
So if there's a vision for consensus, would you step down for the candidate?
I would do whatever the party decides. I will cooperate with whatever the party decides.
But what would you make of the screening today? How would you describe the screening exercise that just happened?
It was a screening exercise. That's it.
All right, sir.
Thank you.
What's your assessment of the screening process?
I think it's quite rigorous, and the checklist is very good, at least to be able to get to know the aspirants in totality and also get their idea of how they are going to run the affairs of the country so that we can further impact much more positively and take the country from the present level to the next level. So it's a good thing. And of course, the area of politicians that I've seen there, really our people who are grassroots based. And I believe that since the government of President Buhari is pro-poor, that it's important that they also find out what the aspirants has for the poor people of the country to tackle the issues that confront us today, from insecurity to unity of the country, which is very fragile, up to the economy in terms of improvement, and trying to bring in much more productivity to stop the inflation and, of course, stabilize the naira, and then bring in foreign direct investment and improve on infrastructure and build power sector to enable us go very much into industries to generate employment opportunities for our children. So the process was rigorous, but okay by me.
If your party goes by the way of consensus, what would be your own stand?
Well, you know the party is supreme.
Finally, the PDP has taken Atiku Abubakar, who seems to be a popular candidate. What does that portend for the APC?
A popular candidate for the PDP. When I became a governor in my time, we had insecurity in the Niger Delta region, and we were able to handle it. And then we also worked with the federal government, not just to tackle the issue, but to bring it to an end. And that is when you heard about the amnesty program. And today the South-South region is one of the most peaceful regions in the country. So I think a lot of stakeholders engagement, involving even the traditional rulers, involving everyone, and then building a coalition with our neighboring countries will enable us. And of course, we must go high-tech. We must also involve technology. And most importantly, I hate the idea of losing lives. So we must give those children the opportunity to lay down their arms and come back so that we can change them and make them better citizens. Controlling drug abuse is also a part of fighting insecurity because some of them are not doing it with their normal senses. Some of them are drug-laden with tramadol and all sorts of things, and some of them are lured by peer group pressures and all that. So, and some could say that it's because of unemployment, but you know, criminality is not an excuse. Unemployment cannot be an excuse for criminality, but we will do our best to get them gainfully employed. We will work on the current renaissance going on in the agricultural sector, and then improve upon that and assist the children to have things to do and to be gainfully employed. And then once that happens, I'm sure, let's not pay lip service to insecurity. Let's be realistic. And so it's something that will not end in a day, but it's something that all stakeholders can put their hands into. And working with technology, working with the traditional fathers, involving all and sundry, and also engaging even those who are at the moment feeling marginalized and in a way lure some youths into criminality. And then above all, most of our youths are not in schools. We must tackle that issue very seriously. We must take our children off the streets and put them back into school, like I did when I was a governor. That was why I declared free and compulsory education, and also made sure that I paid for logistics to ensure that education was free. And I built thousands of classroom blocks across Nigeria, and I opened it up to all Nigerian children who found their way in my state. I intend to extend that to the entirety of the country. And everything you do with love, you cannot go wrong. Because with love, you will not need to kidnap someone. With love, you cannot behead anybody. With love, you'll be able to provide them the best of infrastructure. With love, you will be able to, somebody will listen to you, knowing that you're not talking from a point of bias. You don't hate him or her, but you are talking from a point of love, that you want the best for the person so the person can inherit the earth. And at the same time, we can bequeath a better country to future generations of Nigerians. It will be done. It will be done. It's doable.
Your Excellency, how was your screening?
Well, I'm just about to start.
Okay,
I'm just going in for the screening.
What are your expectations?
And of course, that I'll be screened and I'll be cleared because I've got all my credentials here.
You think you're the best candidate for the APC?
Astoundingly the best because of what I have done in my state. And of course, what I've done when I was a senator. It's very obvious that this country has to make progress. It has to bring young people with capacity who have been tested and proven. It's important for us to know that the trend in this country is getting very, very worrisome, where success in elections is a function of how much money you're paying. The problem of this country is gradually moving from leaders to followers, because when there's a leadership structure that is being promoted by virtue of how much money you have to pay, it means that the citizens of the country have mortgaged their future for the person who can pay. Let me say it very clearly that I would not put money. If you really want to come and serve and you have to pay to be given a position to serve, then definitely you're not coming for service. And that is the level of cataclysm that I foresee And where followership is not held accountable, a situation will come where you have no business to build a project or do any major project, because basically it is not the basis for your re-election or indeed an election in the first instance. What matters is accumulate cash and buy delegates. It's a horrible trend. Nigeria cannot lead Africa in that direction, and this has to change. And I hope that our party will come up with a program of doing a critical analysis and appraisal of each of the candidates of the party to see what they have done, look at their capacity, their qualifications, and then come up with an understanding to present a candidate that will have so much vitality and experience and history to present.
You met with the president. Were you part of the governors who met? Has he reviewed the consensus candidate to the governors?
No. It was all aimed at building and consolidating our party. But more consultation will be taking place. I am sure that our own convention will come peacefully and will not be for the persons with the deepest pockets.
Is your party jittery of Atiku?
Basically not. Basically not. As usual, it is just normal that the president should sit with the governors once in a while to do an evaluation. And we have done an appraisal. We are very comfortable as a party.
You have a candidate that can defeat Atiku at the polls?
Definitely.
And the Peter Obi?
And that's me, myself, standing before you here. And I will tell you why. I have built over 20 factories from my bare knuckles. I have the 41 bills in the Nigerian Senate, the highest in the 7th Senate, and the highest as attained in Nigerian history. Come to my state, I have the longest dual carriage road ever done by a Nigerian governor. The highest number of factories ever built by a Nigerian governor. So credibility, capacity, history, education will come to the fore. Not money, not cash. If we do that, then it means when the guy goes there, the public will lack moral credentials to question him because he bought his victory. He bought his seat.
So there's a possibility of one of the professors being the candidate of the APC?
It's definitely, because we almost have a history now that there must be a professor in the ticket. And that has become a tradition. You can't change it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.